Welcome! In this playthrough of Marvel Champions, a card game, we move on to our final scenario of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. going up against Baron Zemo. So for our hero, we still have Nick Fury going in aggression. He's got 2 for all of his powers. Gather intel as a response after he makes a basic thwart. Place a threat on your suit form upgrade. Force interrupt when you attack, change to assault form. Hand size 5, health of 10. Alter Ego, I've got a recovery of 4 and an infiltrate action changed to stealth suit form. Hand size of 10 on this side. Aggression, same cards we have been using. We have 2 power of aggressions. Marvel Boy, Wasp, Gold Balls, Throg, Sunfire, Spider-Girl, Bug, and Valkyrie. Then 3 relentless assaults, 3 piercing strikes, 3 bombs away, and then a counterattack and a lion weight. For our basic cards, got our 3 dual resources, a plan B, and a target acquired. And for setup ability, I'm choosing not to use any of those. And for a villain in the remainder of the campaign setup, we are going to put into play each Adaptoid environment marked as in play, which we had the Sarah Garza upgrade. So it gives each Adaptoid the elite trait, and each Adaptoid gets +1 attack, and its attacks gain overkill and ranged. Let's see, we're going to shuffle a copy of each Adaptoid minion into the encounter deck, and I found 4 of them. If you record any surviving Thunderbolts, if I ever do this thing again, I'm going to make sure there are none of those. So we've got one in our deck that we're shuffling in, and that was Songbird that we let survive. Like I said, that was a mistake. Aim and shield envelopes are to the side. Secret counters, I believe we still have one left on our medical officer, I think it was. And then after doing our mulligans, I'm choosing not to do any of that setup. So for the big bad guy, we have Baron Zemo, starting with a scheme of 3 attack of 2. Force interrupt, when he would be defeated, reset his hit points to 12 instead. Remove 3 secret counters from among board member environments. And once we get to flip him over, scheme of 3, attack with 2. After he activates, either place a secret counter on a board member card or give Baron Zemo an additional boost card, 18 health per player on that one. So for setup, we're also having the Scientist Supreme and S.H.I.E.L.D. in this. We've got the evidence done. If we're not in campaign mode, each one gets 2 counters. But since we are, it's just what we had from the previous one. Response, after the player phase ends, the first player may place 2 secret counters on a board member environment that has no secret counters on it to gain 2 cards from the S.H.I.E.L.D. envelope. 1 in campaign mode, so we can try to find her mole a little bit more. And then also the players may advance to stage 2A to make our accusation. So that is all about seeing our means, motive, and opportunity of either the Chief Medical Officer, Surveillance, or Tactical Officer. So we still have something else to figure out before we feel safe with going, because we've got 2 openings for the medical and then 1 each for surveillance and tactical. And basically, scheme 2 is just going through that process, and then scheme 3 is where we flip Baron over, and hopefully we can win the game at that point. All right, finish shuffling up our encounter deck, and that gets Baron ready. Then for Nick, we get 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, Spider-Girl, Surveillance, Lion Weight, Miss Hill, Relentless Assault, and Wasp. We will pitch those 4. Get a Secret Agent, Genius, Analysis, and Marvel Boy. All right, use your ability to go to stealth mode and flip over. We will thwart for 2. Then we're going to bring in Wasp. 4-1, attack of 3, 0 health. She gets +1 hit point for each PIM counter on her. Then when she enters play, place a pin counter on her to a max of 3 for each energy resource you overpaid for her cost. So that's going to be a 1. Then we'll bring in Marvel Boy. 4-0, attack for 2/2 health. When he attacks, spend a physical resource. This attack gains piercing and ranged. And we've got Intelligence Analysis. When you reveal Treachery, discard it and remove a threat from your suit upgrade. Cancel the effects of the Treachery and discard it. So we will attack for 2. And that will be our turn. We'll go ahead and discard that, finding a Spray Fire, Power of Aggression, a Bug, and some bombs, and our watch. Into the player phase, we are going to add 2 over here so that we can take a look at our next card, and we can find out someone has been blackmailed. And that tells us that goes away, but that's still an option. Not our surveillance officer. And all right, so it's one of those 2. So we still got to figure some things out. All right, Baron adds 2 threat. Let's see, attacking, which turns into scheming for 3/4. We get 1. 3 goes up, and then he's going to scheme. Think that's pretty risky. We're going to stop it. So remove a threat from our suit and discard it and ignore it. All right, so back to our turn. We're going to bring in our watch. Exhaust it, remove up to 2 threat from our suit. Generate a mental resource for each threat you remove this way. Then we're going to bring in a Bug. 4/1, attack of 1/2 health. After your hero makes a basic attack, heal 1 damage from Bug. And then thwarting for 2. Then going to use that, spending both of those to create 2 mentals, to remove a counter, to remove 2 threats. And then Bug is going to remove the last one. And we will go ahead and attack for 2, down to 8. And end her turn. We're going to keep her bombs. So we've got an energy, power of aggression, covert surveillance, and gold balls, who I'd be afraid to use until we find our flying car. All right, so end of our player phase. We're going to add 2 up here to take a look at our last one. Someone's been traveling a little bit too much. And with the bad travel expenses, the tactical officer is our problem. And that's a problem. But we can go ahead and flip if we want, or can hold off a little bit. Let's just go ahead and go for it. So we're going to make the accusation. Players may advance to stage 2A to make their accusation. When revealed, make an accusation by guessing a means, a motive, and an opportunity along with the board member. It's the chief tactical officer in the boardroom with the mallet. All right, so that's our guess right there. Let's see, when revealed, do the following. Use the cards in the aim envelope to identify the mole. So we bring this in. And Would you look at that? It matches. We were correct. Can't trust the tactical officer. All right, for each guess you got wrong, there weren't any wrong. If you accused the wrong board member, we didn't. Advance to 3A. Flip Baron Zemo to his unmasked side and reset his hit points to his printed hit point value. Find his sword and attach it to him. So now he has 18 health. He just gained 10 health. We go find his sword. Which I assume is Evil. Alright, a sword gives him +2 attack. That's not good. After he attacks and defeats a character, place a secret counter on the board member environment with the fewest secret counters. Alright, that's not good. Hero action, spend 3 physical or 3 energy, remove a secret counter from a board member environment, and discard this card. Well, we definitely want that. Alright, when revealed, flip the mold to its attachment side and attach it to Baron. Place a threat here for each secret counter on it. After a secret counter is placed here, deal 2 damage to a friendly character. Alright, and that goes up to 12, and it gets 2 on it because of the counters. So that didn't go well. All right, it gets 2 because of that. Then attacking, we are in stealth mode. So it's a base 3, nothing else is happening. 4, 5, we get a counter. 4 more goes up there. And when he activates you, either place a secret counter on a board member card or give him an additional boost. Alright, so the encounter, Insight 1. Just like that, we're at 9. And place secret counters on each board member card. Yep, that's still board member. Physical stops it. All right, we're going surveillance mode. We're moving to threat. We're in stealth, so we can put it down here. Then user watch to spin 1 of those to help bring in gold balls. Thwart a 1, attack a 1/3 health. When he attacks, discard up to 3 cards. He gets +X attack, where X is the number of cards we discard. I think we've got to go all out here. So we're discarding 3. Thanks for not being my car. So 4 damage, down to 14. Can't have him scheming. So I'm going to attack for 4. Down to 10. Going to spend 2 energy to remove a secret counter from here, heal a damage from a friendly character. We'll heal it from here because since he attacked, that healed Bug. Then Bug will attack for 1. And we hope we survive this next turn. It can kill him on his next turn. Do I want to attack with her now? 3 down to 6. No. Okay. Piercing strike, concentrated fire, target acquired, and a relentless assault. We add 2 threats, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 out of 12. Getting attacked for a base 5. That's a lot of damage. Defeats, place a secret counter on the board member with the fewest counters. It's going to be the medical officer. So I think Bug is getting sacrificed here. We're going to give him an additional boost. So it's a base 5 with an additional boost. Okay. You were stunned. It's not what we want. If you're already stunned, give me an additional boost. After this activation, shuffle it in. Well, Bug got squished pretty bad there. And the stun is devastating. And we get a secret counter on our medical officer. Then our encounter card. Search your collection for a hero whose title does not match a character in play and put it into play engaged with you. Attach this. Treat the attached hero as an elite minion. Will scheme. Replace its printed text box with villainous. When defeated, remove this hero and reluctant foe from the game. I believe it's been decided that Quicksilver is the one to get because he's got 1 for all his stats and only 9 health. Search your collection. Nasty. Alright, poor Nick is confused. No, that's me that's confused. He's stunned. What's this thing? Villainous, when defeated. It's an elite minion. Okay. So nothing has guard. So Nick is going to thwart for 2. Which puts a counter down there. So then we're going to piercing strike to get rid of stunned. Then use our watch to create a resource to do concentrated fire, deal 4 damage to an enemy. Attack gains ranged, and we're not defeating. Guess I could set it up so that we are. Alright, 4 damage down to 5. Wasp attacks for 3, down to 2. And then gold balls, 1, 2, 3, attacking for 4. Takes out Baron Zemo. So the nice rush actually paid off. Got super close with that. So the victory, Zemo is defeated, the mole is exposed, the heroes are exonerated, and the players win the campaign. Turn the page to read the conclusion. Alright, now Helicarrier Iliad 1 week later. Maria says she's sorry. But either way, I'll stick that up there if you want to read it. As always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. If so, please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.